We're going to start talking about slope. Now, slope is the steepness of a line. It represents the rate of change. It should be written as a fraction. Rise over run. And I'm going to be asking you as this unit goes on when you're confused. What's slope? And you're going to repeat rise over run. Trust me, you're going to repeat it. So m is the slope. It's the variable we use for slope. Rise over run. Rise being how far up and down your y, and run being your x, how far across. All right, now let's label some things. Let's look at the 4 types of slope. You have a positive slope. Well, write it in the right spot. Sorry, guys. You have a, still positive slope. Now, how do I know that's positive? Well, in our part of the world, we read from left to right. So as you look at the blue line, it's going up as we go from left to right. That is positive. So this one must be negative because as we go from left to right, our line is going down. All right, now you got these other two, and these other two are kind of weird, right? Well, the up and down one is called the undefined slope. Go, Mrs. Gates. Undefined. One student pointed out, can you walk up that? No, it's undefined. It's impossible. I like that. And then you have the zero slope. If you notice, it's a flat line. It is a horizontal line. And this is a vertical line. Now, you're wondering, what the heck is Mr. Slope Guy? Well, Mr. Slope Guy is a fantastic memory device. So let's give Mr. Slope Guy blue eyes. And what that means, you can either make angry Mr. Slope Guy or confused Mr. Slope Guy. I'm going to go with confused. A positive slope goes like that. His eyebrows. There we go. And then you've got his nose. And then you've got his mouth. There you go. His eyes, his nose, his mouth. You can see that is a right eye is positive, left eye is negative, nose is undefined, mouth is 0. We even have little zeros there. It's silly, but you know what? It's extremely helpful. So let's talk about the slope formula. How do you find this slope? How do you find the numbers? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to count rise over run, because again, rise is up and down, run is across. So let's do that. Let's go. It's rise over run equals, let's connect the dots. Now when we do this, we kind of make a right triangle, okay? And we see where they intersect. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. So it's a rise of 3. I'm going to go across 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a run of 4. So my slope, my m, is 3 over 4. Now let me show you something. You can also go the other way. You can do I'll make these nice big dots again, okay? You can go this way if you want. And you're going to go 1, 2, 3, negative 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4. I'm going to put it over here. And what's a negative divided by a negative? It's a positive. So you still get the same slope. If you count down, it's negative, and if you count to the left, it's negative. You still get the same slope. It is 3 over 4. Let's go to the next page. We're going to try this different ways. Now we're going to, we'll do the slope formula in a minute. So let's go to the one on the left. Let's find the graph of this line below. Blue. So this point is 1, 4, and this point is 3, negative 1. Now the line is going down, so you know the slope is going to be negative. So we already know it's negative, don't we? So we go, let's see, make my little right triangle. From this point, I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to go across 1, 2. Negative 5 over 2. It's a negative slope. It's a negative line, so it is a negative slope. Now over here, in the first one, I'm going to write the slope formula. Now remember I told you slope is rise over run. Well, I'm going to go back to the, I won't go back to the next page yet. You can also use this formula. y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Now I'm going to tell you something. It doesn't matter which coordinate point you put first. Just label them and be consistent. Now I'm going to label. I'm going to label this one x1, y1, x2, y2. All right, so I have my little points labeled. Now, as you're learning, I recommend you set up the template like this. Okay, so my y1, I'm going to put it here, my y1 is 2. My y2 is 6. My x1 is negative 7. My x2 is 9. I'm filling in the blanks. 2 minus 6 is negative 4. Negative 7 minus 9 is negative 16. Well, they're both negative, so that means it's a positive 4 over 16, but we reduce it 1 over 4. You need to know your multiples. You need to know your factors, guys. Okay? Now let's do another one. The slope formula, okay? And I'm going to put the slope formula also at the top. This is something you need to remember. y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Do not freak out if somebody says, no, you have to do y2 minus y1. It's the same thing. 2 minus y1, x2 minus, x1. The important thing is that you keep your coordinate points in the same order. If you do your ones separate minus your twos, then you do that. Be consistent. And I tell you, it doesn't matter whether you go y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 or the other way, because there's no one way to organize your coordinate points. Either one will work. Now I'm going to do the template. I'm going to write the template here. And I'm writing the template because sometimes you're going to be subtracting a negative. And you need to remember that the formula requires subtraction. Oh, let me, x1, y1, x2, sorry guys, too close. Okay. La la la. What happens when you click on the wrong button? There we go. x2, y2. There we go. All right, I'm going to now fill in my numbers. And you know what? I'm going to do the blue one. I'm going to do the y2 minus y1. I'm going to do both of them. So y2 is negative 3 minus y1 is negative 3. x2 is 6 minus negative 5. Okay? This means negative 3 plus 3. Remember, when you subtract a negative, it's like adding, over 6 plus 5 gives me 0 over 11. Well, when you have 0 over 11, this becomes a 0 slope. It's a horizontal line. Interesting. All right, well, I'm going to talk through if I had done it the other way. Let's say I went the other way and I did y1 minus y2. I'm still going to get -3 minus -3. It's still going to be 0. Okay, let's do one more. Do another template. I'm not even putting numbers in yet. I'm making sure I am ready to do the right math. And here's red. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. Okay? So this time I'm going to do, and I'll even put it down here, X2 minus X1, Y2 minus Y1. I'm doing them both ways, guys, because I want you to see you're still going to get the right answer. All right, so my Y2 is -1. My Y1 is 6. My X2 is 6. And my X1 is 6. Lots of 6's in this one. -7 over 0. Oh, that's cool. So what does that mean when I get something over 0? That is an undefined slope. I'm going to give you a hint. If you're not sure if these slopes, if 0 divided by 11 is a 0 slope or an undefined slope, plug it into a calculator. When you divide 0 by 11, your answer is 0. That tells you, oh, it's a 0 slope. When you divide anything by 0, your calculator is going to give you an error. It's going to say error. That's an undefined slope because you cannot divide by 0. All right, so remember the slope of a horizontal line is a 0 slope. And the slope of a vertical line is an undefined slope. All right, when you get to doing your homework, I want you to write down the slope formula. I want you to have it handy so you can use it. The more you use it, the more comfortable you'll be with it.